One case that doesn't quite sit right with me is the case of the missing Lil Tay.
I have a motivational speaking business. No, I birthed myself, and I sell exotic cars.
Wow.
All y'all broke ass haters, y'all ain't doing nothing like Lil Tay. This is why all y'all haters hate me.
Big news for the unemployed, Lil Tay has been kidnapped.
It has been announced that the rapper and influencer Lil Tay, whose real name is Claire Hope, as well as her brother, have both passed away.
Why are you even surprised? I'm the youngest flexer of the century. Your favorite rapper ain't even doing it like Lil Tay.
Do you remember that girl from 2018? The infamous 9-year-old flexer whose brother made her wear like Gucci tracksuits and destroy a McLaren with a baseball bat. The 9-year-old who told us one time that her toilet costs more than our rent. And then she faked her own death and then came back 5 years later, out of the blue, like it was nothing, to drop the link. To drop
the link.
And she's actually so famous again right now, y'all. Like, she is popping off yet again. Lil Tay be poppin', even if you don't remember her, or you literally have no idea who she is because maybe you were employed. That is okay, because I am about to spill the influencer deep dive of the century, the lore of this century, the lore you will not believe, or the lore that you cannot believe that you even remember. Hi y'all, it's Eliana and welcome to my YouTube channel where we talk about pop culture, trending topics, and whatever mess comes across my TikTok For You page this week. If you have a topic that you want me to cover, then drop a comment down below or feel free to DM me directly on my Instagram at Mari4Eliana. It's also my TikTok too. It's everything. Every social media, it's Mari4Eliana. It's everything. If y'all want to spam me, follow me, spam me with likes. Tell your friends to follow me. Tell your parents to follow me. You know. Feel free. A lot of times your guys' topics actually make it out the group chat, which is probably why we're all here today. Now the question some of y'all may be wondering, if y'all are regulars here, why am I sitting on the floor? Because I broke my couch. I know it looks okay, but it's really not okay because if I sit here, I just sink into the middle of the couch. I think I broke like one of the wood panel things or like the wooden frame underneath the couch that makes it like a couch. Otherwise you just sit and you fall directly into the couch and it's just not comfortable. I think I've just worn it to its grave. One day I hope to buy a new couch, but the economy is not doing well right now and low-key that shit is so expensive. So the next best thing, I bought a fuzzy rug. And it's actually a lot more comfier than this couch ever was, which says a lot about how awful this couch is. So I would rather sit on this nice fluffy fuzzy rug than this hideous, stained, destroyed IKEA couch, which is so frustrating and disappointing because this couch cost me $900. When y'all move out, eventually of your parents' house, if you haven't moved out already, when y'all move out, make sure you invest in good quality furniture. Don't
shop at IKEA for couches.
This was $900 and it's lasted me 2 years. And what do we have here today? What radioactive, extra caffeinated beverage do we have in our hands today, Maria? What do you got there? This is a gingerbread cold brew, fresh from my fridge. I made it myself to celebrate the coming of the holiday season. And I know it's only November 16th, but to be so real, Christmas starts November 1st at 12:01 a.m. Seasonally delicious. It's seasonally delicious. Before we get into it today, I need y'all to know that I absolutely adore making these videos for y'all. I absolutely adore the part of my week, researching, scripting, getting ready to film, filming, editing. It's a whole marathon that I'm doing here every single week to put a show on for y'all, every single week on top of my school. And I somehow pay my rent. So if y'all could leave me a like down below to let me know that you enjoy my videos, it would mean the world to me. It would help my channel grow. It would help more people find this video. Just like you. Now, let's get into it. You know that I had to do it to them with the Lil Tay deep dive today. She was not only a 2018 childhood icon, but she was also a hometown star. That's right, Lil Tay is from my hometown. Shout out Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I don't know if she still lives here anymore. I don't like stalk her or anything, but I know that she lived here for a very long time. How do I know this? Because one day I went to the grocery store with my mom. I looked up. There she was staring at me, flexing on me, saying, "Welcome to Vancouver, losers." Lil Tay be poppin'. Right there. Cover of Canada, Maclean's magazine. There she was in every grocery store on Canada Day. Happy Canada Day to you too, Lil Tay. But now she's back and better than ever, popping more than ever. So we have to do it to him today. So let's run it back real quick. Let's run it back all the way to 2018. The 2010s, the teens, when she started an Instagram account named Lil Tay. She posted like flexing videos They were very foul-mouthed. I think she got like a reasonable amount of followers. I don't want to say it's like a lot. Like I feel like she probably made it to like a few 10,000 followers. She didn't start really popping off until somehow she started hanging out with the one, the only Icky Vicky, Whoa Vicky. Whoa Vicky at the time was like another huge internet celebrity who had at the time a very public beef with our favorite rapper, Bad Baby, aka the Catch Me Outside girl from the Dr. Phil show with the red hair. Oh, who is you? Who is you? Is something that I say to this day. In 2018, there was a very infamous scuffle, you could say, a kerfuffle, between Whoa Vicky and Bad Baby. And this fight video got like tens of millions of views, and it got shared everywhere, all over Twitter, all over Instagram, all over YouTube. A lot of streamers and huge YouTubers would react to this particular fight video of Bad Baby and Whoa Vicky's confrontation at the mall. And a lot of people noticed, a lot of people took note that there was like a 7-year-old girl there by herself and she was yelling in Bad Baby's face. Why is there a child there? Whose child is this? Who was the kid from the Whoa Vicky Bad Baby fight video was a trending topic on Google search. That's right, Lil Tay got famous from saying something in someone else's fight video. In other words, Lil Tay walked so that, who the fuck is Coco? I didn't even know there was a Coco that went to this school. Could run. Now we have PewDiePie. So what does he have to do with Lil Tay's come up? So PewDiePie at the time was doing the whole subscribe to PewDiePie meme thing, where everyone was trying to subscribe to PewDiePie so that he could get to 100 million subs before T-Series could. My point is, he was a huge YouTuber and he made not one, but I think 4 different videos about Lil Tay and Whoa Vicky and also Bad Baby, which drew collectively about 50 million views towards this trio of colorful girls. Her Instagram ended up blowing up. Lil Tay's Instagram, after this big fight, after the brawl, grew to 2.5 million followers. I don't think that it was like overnight or anything, but it was over the course of about 4 or 5 months. Her profile picture at the time, heavily loved. It was actually a photo of Bad Baby getting whooped. She was also like driving more clout towards herself by saying, because she looked a lot like Miranda Cosgrove, she convinced people, Lil Tay convinced people that she was Miranda Cosgrove's little sister. And her Instagram bio for a while read, managed by Miranda Cosgrove. If I find an article of her specifically saying that, I'll insert it here, but I'm pretty sure Miranda Cosgrove had no idea this random girl existed. No idea that Lil Tay was convincing people that she was Miranda Cosgrove's long-lost sister. People at the time on Twitter were saying,
Why is Miranda Cosgrove's sister running around with Whoa Vicky? What is wrong with Miranda Cosgrove's sister?
over the spring of 2018, non-stop videos flexing on us, flexing her belt, flexing her toilet, flexing her apartment. She blew up so much and she became such a household name. She collabed with Jake Paul, Chief Keef. She was in touch with Lil Pump's manager. And even this famous dog at the time that was everywhere, Swaggy Wolf Dog, and he was like the husky that rode around with the sunglasses. Eventually, like I said, she was in touch with Lil Pump's manager, eventually, which is like literally after like 5 weeks of being poppin' on Instagram, of Lil Tay be poppin'. 5 weeks, Lil Pump's manager reaches out to Lil Tay and flies Lil Tay, her mother, and her brother out to Los Angeles to discuss a possible record deal. Lil Pump's manager, for whatever reason, thought Lil Tay could be like the next female Lil Pump.
It's Lil Tay. Let me tell y'all something. This shit costs more to your rent. My toilet costs more to your rent. Everything in my bathroom costs more to your rent. And see, it is my closet. Everything here be designer. Gucci, Louis, Versace.
Lil Tay ended up staying in LA for what seemed like forever. Her first videos were all filmed in Vancouver. A lot of the apartments that you see in like the original Lil Tay be flex and Lil Tay be poppin' videos on Instagram, all of those were filmed in Vancouver. How do I know? Because I recognize the exact Vancouver skyline. And also Vancouver has like a very staple high-rise apartment, the Vancouver apartment. Vancouver high-rise apartments go to like 50 stories. They're very compact. You have like no space, but somehow it's considered luxury living. So as soon as I see an apartment like that, where if you look out the window, it's nothing but other modern looking 50-story high-rise apartments, and then I either see mountains or the ocean in the skyline, I know for a fact it's Vancouver. It cannot be any other city. Bonus points if it's raining. In May, Lil Tay had moved to LA, or so we all thought, because all of her videos were taking place now in LA with all of her collabs. At the height of her popularity, people were outraged that this little 9-year-old girl had such the audacity to mouth off to a full-grown adult. Haven't you ever heard of respecting your elders? There was an angry mob with pitchforks, but they weren't angry that somebody would dare let their child act like this on camera. They were angry that she was flexing on them. People were trying to clock that she didn't go to Harvard, and that was her thing.
I dropped out of Harvard. When I was 6 years old, I was broke as hell. And then I got up and I started getting some money.
Tell me why there was like literally 40-year-old men that thought that she was dead ass. Why was there an army of 40-year-old men that were so mad that this 9-year-old girl was flexing on them? Why are you so bothered? It's obviously a stunt. It's obviously a skit. It's obviously a character. Yet apparently nobody told the 40-year-old men in her comment section that were mad at every single one of her posts. It was a sea of hate, y'all. Not one fan. I don't recall one fan in any of her comment sections. Nowadays, people are a lot more supportive of loudmouthed, opinionated, out there influencers. We have thousands of influencers who just pop on the camera and start yelling. And I think that this was because in 2018, this was before rage bait was like a common marketing tactic. Rage bait was like unique and rare. If you had like a character or an opinion that like really got people raging, your views would skyrocket. You would become like a household name. You could even go on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Hell, you could go on Maury. You could go on the Dr. Phil show. The rage bait online to Dr. Phil pipeline, y'all, a staple of the teens. I used to say, oh my God, when I was in high school, I was like, one day I'm gonna go on Dr. Phil. And that's gonna be my big break. So because Lil Tay was getting all this fame, she didn't go on Dr. Phil or any of that, but she did go on Good Morning America. GMA for short. Good Morning America had Lil Tay on. I think it was about like a 20-minute long segment where they interviewed her. And the whole time, the chick at the Good Morning America show was just like, so, did you really go to Harvard? What city is Harvard in? I don't know. I just feel like, why are you trying to clock something that's obviously not real? Why? Why are you like, you might as well just be interviewing like a furry and being like, so, do you hibernate in the winter? So, if you're a furry, I thought furries can't eat chocolate, so do you eat dog food then, Mr. Furry? It's like, it's so obviously a character. It's just like, why are you... They also had her mom and the brother on Good Morning America. And like for most of the Good Morning America segment, Lil Tay's character kind of fell apart. Her mom said that she was a very well-mannered and well-behaved child and everything was just kind of entertaining people. And I feel like when you pull the curtain back that soon, that people know that you're playing a character, it kind of ruins the point of playing a character. Whereas, for example, Whoa Vicky, to this day, have never once admitted that they were ever playing a character. Whoa Vicky rode that I really am a black girl character for almost 10 straight years, y'all. It wasn't until this random cereal commercial she explained, finally, after 8 years, that she knows she's not black. That was when Whoa Vicky pulled back the curtain. Not 3 months into her character, but 8 years into her character. So Lil Tay and her family, they really should have just kept going hard. They should have just stuck to their guns. They should have just stuck to their guns. I went to Harvard. I'm a 9-year-old flexer. My daughter is a 9-year-old flexer. She's very successful at her age. She flexes on me. She's very rich. She's richer than me. I'm a stay-at-home mom. She's the breadwinner. They should have played into the character, but it doesn't matter anyways, because shortly after the 2018 Good Morning America interview, people started leaking a lot of videos of Lil Tay behind the scenes, actually being controlled not by her mom, not by her dad, but her brother. There were videos that were now being leaked by apparently somebody who used to edit videos for Lil Tay. He did an interview saying that he was mad. He was very angry that out of nowhere, as soon as Lil Tay started to like really pop off, they completely cut him out. Like they stopped using the editor and they didn't like formally cut ties. They just like blocked him on everything and cut him out of their inner circle and their business's circle. So I guess to get back at them, Lil Tay's editor leaked all of the unseen footage that they had originally sent to him to edit out. The brother clearly reading lines of a script to Lil Tay. Lil Tay is like, wait, what do I say again? what's the line? I can't do it. And the infamous, "Mommy, stop! I was filming!" Lil Tay be poppin'. During this time that she was also in Los Angeles, Lil Tay had got a deal with none other than the Crimson Chin Natalie Nunn. Zeus Network started filming Lil Tay for her own reality TV show. And I feel like no one knows about this. I've never seen it. I didn't know about this. Lil Tay has a reality show, y'all. It's only 3 episodes. It was filmed in Los Angeles, California in 2018 when she was like at her peak. I think it was like they were filming it while she was on the Good Morning America show. It was either like the same day or the day after. But after the Good Morning America episode, Lil Tay disappeared for 5 years out of the blue. At the peak of her fame, at her career's height, she just vanishes into thin air. Her last post on Instagram was a tribute to the late rapper XXXTentacion, who had passed away by fatally getting shot by, I don't know. There's a lot of lore around like XXXTentacion, but apparently it was like the Migos or somebody who hired the Migos to do it. I don't know. It was like this long ass court thing. But anyways, XXXTentacion at the time, he was a rapper and I think he was like 17 or 18 years old. No, he was either 18 or 19 when he died, but he had a habit of reaching out to very young social media stars or like young rappers or something and like befriending them. And he would like FaceTime girls like that were between the ages of like 9 and 13, go on like these very long tangents of like inspiration to them and like give them inspiration, motivational speeches to like this 9-year-old girl. Lil Tay posted screenshots of a FaceTime conversation that she had, her being 9, him being 18 or 19 years old, saying that XXXTentacion was like a father figure to her. I guess that's okay. Bad Baby did the same thing. But anyways, that's why X was friends with Lil Tay. Long story short, over June of 2018, more people started to expose Lil Tay and expose her family. And it was exposed that her mom, Angela Tien, was actually a luxury real estate agent in Vancouver, British Columbia. She worked for Pacific Place Group in downtown Vancouver. And she actually was giving Lil Tay access to all of the luxury mansions and apartments and cars and her boss's cars to film her videos with. Apparently her boss didn't know that Lil Tay was filming in all of the empty apartments. People also were saying that she got fired from her job or she lost her job, but that's not true. According to her boss, she had actually called and voluntarily quit so that she could better support Lil Tay's career and move Lil Tay out to Los Angeles, California. So her mom really put 100% of her eggs in her 9-year-old daughter's basket for her 9-year-old daughter's career. By the end of June, all of Lil Tay's Instagram and social media presence had been wiped. All of her posts were taken down, all of her pictures were gone. Her YouTube, all of her videos on YouTube were gone. And her manager at the time, Harry Song, said that big things were underway and Lil Tay will be undergoing a rebrand. Flash forward to July 4th of 2018, the following month. Lil Tay posts a black screen on her story with the words "Help me" in it in very small letters. This obviously causes a lot of speculation because at the time, like, her Instagram had been wiped and she completely disappeared for it had been about 8 weeks now that she hadn't posted anything. So people thought that she was actually in danger. 2 days later, she drops the official trailer on her Instagram for her reality TV show called Life with Lil Tay. Ugh, I need to do yoga. I think this is a yoga pose. Ow.
So,
summer has passed, and flash forward to October 2018. We're now in the fall of 2018. But out of nowhere, out of the blue, Lil Tay's Instagram account exposes her dad, Christopher Hope, who had divorced her mom, and her stepmom, which is Christopher Hope's new wife that he got after he remarried. She exposes them for mentally and physically abusing her and trying to take control of all of her earnings from social media, despite allegedly never even being a part of her life. Apparently, she hadn't seen him for years before she became famous. A second account is created on Instagram, and this account is called Free Lil Tay __ that got 250,000 followers in just a few days. And this Instagram account was dedicated to spreading awareness and spreading the message that Lil Tay is basically being held hostage, unable to post anything because of her crazy dad, Christopher Hope, and his new stepmom. In retaliation to Christopher Hope trying to take all of her money, she allegedly leaked his phone number. And I say allegedly because we don't actually know if it was her that leaked the phone number. She and her brother and her mom all say that it wasn't them that put the phone number on the Free Lil Tay Instagram account. But where's the receipts? Where's the receipts that it wasn't you? But anyways, his phone number got leaked on the Free Lil Tay account. As a result of that, he got thousands, y'all, thousands of calls every single day telling him to basically go fuck himself. His business got review bombed with 1-star reviews. So her dad does an interview with Business Insider magazine and exposes his side of the truth about what really happened with Lil Tay and Lil Tay's mom. So allegedly, Christopher Hope and her mom, Angela Tien, have like a shared custody agreement. Christopher Hope said that it was okay for Lil Tay to go to LA because it was spring break. And spring break in Canada is like 1 to 2 weeks depending on your school district. However, he alleged that once they were down there, they stayed for 72 days. And Lil Tay had missed like a month and a half of school for what he thinks is no reason. So allegedly, because they missed so much school, her dad was able to get a court order for them to come back to Vancouver and keep Lil Tay in Vancouver. Because I guess like it is a form, like legally in Canada, it is a form of child abuse to pull your kid out of school and miss that much school. It is illegal to pull your kid out of school unless you're homeschooling them or have some kind of school alternative. But to just take your kid on a 2-month-long vacation without letting the other parent know in a shared custody agreement, that is like, you're breaking a whole lot of laws there, sis. So Christopher Hope also pulled the Uno reverse card on Angela Tien and said,
"Why would I want to make money off of Lil Tay? You guys, you and her brother, are the ones out here monetizing her, marketing her, and making money off of her."
He was very concerned that Lil Tay was being exploited. Christopher Hope eventually got a cease and desist order sent to Instagram for Instagram to remove all the defamation stuff. Basically, every account that was throwing dirt on Christopher Hope's name, he sent a cease and desist to Instagram. At the time, Lil Tay was being offered major record deals, spots on TV. Apparently, she was supposed to audition for the role of Ashtray in Euphoria. They were gonna have like a female Ashtray before the guy who got the role got cast as Ashtray. I think that's probably for the best on that one. I don't know if I would watch it if Lil Tay was the star of Euphoria. No offense, Lil Tay. She was getting so many opportunities, but because she was so young, she needed both parents to sign like a bunch of legal documents and legal contracts, and Christopher Hope refused to sign any because he was upset at how her career was being managed, how it was likely going to be managed, and he didn't trust that her mom and her brother were the ones running the show here because they had no business experience, no entertainment business experience. They didn't know a lick of what they were doing. And he said, word for word,
"I'm concerned that my daughter's life is going to be ruined if these are the people who are running her business."
December of 2018, Lil Tay's ex-manager, Diomi Cordero, is caught on the streets of downtown LA by the Hollywood Fix guy, and he interviews him and asks him questions about Lil Tay, and he exposes that Lil Tay was in fact just playing a character and that this character was written and controlled by her brother. He said he also stopped working with Lil Tay because of how disorganized the family was and how her mother and her brother could never seem to agree on what was next for Lil Tay. Apparently when Diomi found Lil Tay, she had like a bunch of weird brand deals where she wasn't actually being paid. It was like those like shitty merch deals where brands will reach out to you and be like, "I'll give you a free necklace worth $40, okay, in exchange for just 4 simple posts once a week for 4 months." It's so simple, and you get this free necklace that people pay $40 for. Like those kinds of brand deals. Apparently she had a brand deal with this one big chain company. So the chain that Lil Tay had on in every one of her videos, that was not hers. That was apparently like a promo chain, and she wasn't even like being paid to wear the chain on camera. So the brand deals that she was taking, like, especially for a 9-year-old kid, y'all, a 9-year-old kid, like, y'all corporations have no heart. How are y'all gonna exploit a 9-year-old girl to promo your stupid chain business, buddy? Have some standards. I hate corporations. I hate businesses so much. In this interview, Dayomi exposes a lot of shit about Lil Tay, y'all, and this got like, it didn't really get as much views. It didn't really gain as much traction as I think everyone was hoping. I took some jotted notes for y'all. I don't want to play the whole video because it's 11.5 minutes long, and listening to him talk is very frustrating because he appears to be repeating his sentences twice. Like every time the interviewer asks him a question, he says a sentence and then like repeats the exact same sentence again for clarification. And it's just really annoying.
And the truth is that the only reason she disappeared from social media was because her parents are actually having a custody battle in Canada as we speak right now.
Really?
Yeah, so the Instagram or every social media platform had to be disconnected because they're currently having a custody battle in Canada right now. Where
really?
She's actually from.
Like, you just said that. You don't need to, you just said that. I heard you. Allegedly. I personally highly doubt that this is true because I've worked with multiple managers and I just can't see anybody doing this, but who knows? Weird shit happens in Hollywood all the time, so never put it past Hollywood. But allegedly, the reason that Lil Tay was in Los Angeles for so long was because when they were originally flown out by Lil Pump's manager for like a business deal, Lil Tay's mom had turned down the deal. I guess it just was an ass deal for Lil Tay. But once they turned down the deal, Lil Pump's manager refused to buy them a return flight back to Canada. So apparently they were just stuck in Los Angeles for 72 days and that's why they couldn't get back. Y'all, I live in Vancouver, right? I travel from Vancouver to Los Angeles like at least once a year. I love going to LA because it's so easy to get to from Vancouver. It's about a 2-ish hour flight, 2.5 hour flight. It's cheap. It's like $170 to maybe $350 for a round trip, and that's in Canadian dollars. So, you know, how are you one of Vancouver's like top luxury real estate agents in a city that is like proclaimed to be the 4th most expensive real estate market in the world? You sell these. So how do you not have $900? How do you not, like, the maximum amount that you'd need is $900 to fly you and your family back home? And you know what? Scratch that. Who takes 2 underage children to a foreign country, period, without having a way home? Like, it's just, it seems like really irresponsible, like, just from my perspective. Let me know down below what y'all think, but I don't know. I just feel like her mom was kind of irresponsible. Dayomi Cordero also exposes Lil Tay's brother for plotting this whole like pre-instigated plan that they had to expose Christopher and lie about physical and sexual abuse so that they could win the custody battle in court and continue to bring Lil Tay to Los Angeles and make money off of her. And then he also went on to accuse them of completely leaving him in the dust despite having like a legal contract with them. So apparently, Dayomi also lent them his apartment to stay in for like a month because they were just hopping from house to house in Los Angeles, like couch surfing with different contacts. They didn't even have like a proper hotel for Lil Tay to stay in. They were literally couch surfing for 72 days. Dayomi lent them his own apartment so that they could stay there until they got back on their feet and could get back to Canada. So I'm guessing like they were really going through it financially if they couldn't even afford like a hotel or something, like a cheap hotel on the outskirts of Los Angeles. So he lent them his apartment for like several weeks. When they left, they didn't even tell him that they were leaving. Apparently they just up and left one day and he returned to the apartment. It was completely trashed. It was covered in food waste, covered in uncooked food, like probably raw chicken they left in the fridge or something because he said it was disgusting. Garbage everywhere. No thank you, by the way. Not even a thank you, not even a goodbye. Thanks for having us, none of that. And then they all blocked him, apparently, and they never talked to him again. But mind you, I have to remind you though, this is all alleged. This is just from Dayomi Cordero's mouth. He didn't show any photos, so choose to believe what you want to believe. Low-key, I kind of believe Dayomi, because like, why would somebody lie about that? Another thing, I just remembered another thing that Dayomi Cordero says is he saw Lil Tay's passport, because I guess he was the one who helped buy plane tickets for them. He saw Lil Tay's passport. He needed her passport information. And he, in December of 2018, said that Lil Tay was lying about her age. Says that she wasn't actually 9. She was actually, had just turned 11 years old in 2018. She wasn't 9 years old. So why does this matter? Because he was the only person that knew that. because for the next several years, up until actually this summer, everyone thought that Lil Tay was born in 2009, and we all thought that she was like 14 or 16 or something like that. And then, oh, surprise, she's 18 and she dropped the link. He was the one who knew. He was like the only one who knew that she was older than she actually was. So I feel like because he knew that information, because he saw her passport, I feel like it gives him some type of credibility. Like, why would he lie about the apartment thing? Why would he lie about like them? I don't know. It gives him credibility. It's worth noting. Okay, so that wraps up 2018. So now we move to 2021, which is relatively actually pretty short, but it's worth just mentioning what happened in 2021. So in 2021, her Instagram randomly, out of the blue, after years, posts another post about Christopher Hope, her father, and Lil Tay being in danger and trapped in Vancouver with Christopher Hope. Her brother, Jason Tien, uses Lil Tay's Instagram account to share a GoFundMe, which was created in April of 2021, saying that they're raising money for Lil Tay's legal defense because starting April 23rd, 2021, Lil Tay will be fighting for her freedom. So everyone kind of just thinks that this is a scam. Everyone is like, okay, y'all really fell off that hard that you have to create a fake GoFundMe scam? Really? And like 2021 was when GoFundMe scams were at its peak. Like this was right after the pandemic. Everyone be hitting the SBA loan scam. Everyone be hitting the my food did not arrive on DoorDash scam. Everyone be hitting the delivered to the wrong address on Amazon scam. You did it. I did it. We all did it. So nobody took this GoFundMe seriously. In fact, they never even reached their $20,000 goal to pay for Lil Tay's attorney fees. If I can get my hair out of my face, I'm just gonna read you this Lil Tay GoFundMe here. Save Lil Tay from a life of abuse. SaveLilTay.com. They had a website too. Lil Tay be fighting for her life, future, and freedom starting April 23rd, 2021. Tay will be on trial in the BC Supreme Court of Canada up against her absentee father, Chris Hope, who along with his wife, Hanny Hope, previously known as Richani All Clover, had physically and mentally abused her. My sister Tay has been silent on social media for the past 3 years because her absentee father served my mother a court order demanding control over Tay's money, career, and custody, and as a result, it was court ordered that my sister had to return to Vancouver, Canada. He also requested through a court order to prevent her from speaking out about the truth. Since then, he stole millions of dollars from my sister and has taken control of all of her funds. He has signed $1 million deals and taken all of Tay's money for himself. He has spent millions buying himself and his wife a new mansion, speedboat, nice cars, trips to spas, salons, restaurants, trips to Egypt, Dubai, Mexico, Philippines, Hawaii, the UK, Paris. You get it. There's a lot of stuff. He names a bunch of stuff. Chris Hope has not seen Tay in over 5 years and currently owes $400,000 in child support that he has refused to pay since 2013. My sister has no money left. Every last dollar of hers has been taken from her by Chris Hope. My mother has completely exhausted all of her life savings after spending $750,000 on legal fees. And it just goes on and on and on. It's a lot of stuff about, he shows pictures of Tay's lunch that he would pack for her, which is like a piece of bread, a piece of pizza, like just like really half-assed lunch. I'm gonna drop the GoFundMe link down below if y'all want to read the GoFundMe. This would take me like literally 25 minutes to read. This is a lot of stuff here, y'all. Like, Jason Tien really went in on exposing Christopher Hope. They got screenshots here. They got pictures of her outfits, pictures of a rash. They have a police report with a police file. I recommend reading it. And now we are skipping forward yet again to 2023, the year of the faked death. So Lil Tay's Instagram goes silent for another 2-ish years until August of 2023, when Lil Tay's Instagram made a post that both Tay, whose real name was Claire Hope, and her brother Jason Tien had passed away suddenly and tragically. The next day, Lil Tay's mom calls TMZ herself and says that they are not in fact dead, they're perfectly fine, and it was actually just a hacker that hacked her Instagram account. One of their former managers, Harry Song, told the news, "I think she's still alive, and I think it was fake. I don't believe anything that they say about the hacking." In another post, the next day after the hacking, Lil Tay had announced that her account had actually been hacked, and the hacker didn't even get the name right because her legal name is actually Tay Tien. Her name is not Claire Hope. Again, her manager, had something to say about this. Her manager was like saying to the news, "I've always known her as Claire Hope. I never knew her name was Tay Tien. Her name in the contract says Claire Hope." Apparently her real legal name is Claire Eileen Key Hope, and then later she changed her name to Tay Tien. In the same interview, Harry Sang also vouched for Lil Tay's dad, Chris Hope, and said that he thinks he's a cool guy. Every time he's talked to Chris Hope, he's been a cool guy. And he said that he absolutely did not believe any of the abuse allegations, and he said that they were all absolutely untrue. 1 month after that, Lil Tay returns to Instagram and shocked the world with a surprise drop of her new music video, Sucker for Green. And this was in September of 2023, which had her name going viral again on TikTok as her official return. Her official return, Lil Tay's official return, Lil Tay be poppin'. Y'all had 5 years to come up, and y'all didn't. And y'all are still mad. We got Lil Tay back before we got GTA 6. We got Lil Tay back before we got Stranger Things 5. We got Lil Tay back before we got Into the Spider-Verse Part 3. We got Lil Tay back before we got Season 3 of Euphoria. This music video was very controversial. It definitely made people uncomfortable, to say the least, because what is an underage girl who was last known to us as a literal 9-year-old doing in a crop top and booty short 2-piece Fashion Nova outfit with no bra? I don't know, like, call me an old dusty Karen. Call me a Karen, but I kind of think that it is like a little bit disturbing how this music video sexualized her so much. And then it also had her mother and her brother in it too. It's like, and also at this time, people still thought that she was an 09 baby. So people still thought that she was 14 years old in this music video. Actually, she would have just been freshly 14 years old in this music video. Even though she actually was 16, she was lying about her age at this time. So, I don't know, it's just, it just kind of makes me uncomfortable because like the last time we all saw her, she was literally 9, and then she pops out and she's like, she has this body oddy, and like, I get it though, when you dance, like when you're a professional dancer, you kind of need clothes that you can move around in. Like a lot of like dancers usually have just a sports bra and then baggy pants or shorts or something that they dance in. But something about this just seems off because like the fits that she's dancing in aren't even like hard. Like they're not hard fits, they're not good fits. If they were like a hard fit, but it was revealing, I'd be like, okay, like respect, like it's a style, it's a look. But like these just look like it's like regular clothes that she had in her closet. Like it doesn't even look like she was prepared to shoot a music video today. So I'm like, what's the point? What is the point?
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason? What was the reason?
I just explained the reason.
What was the reason, bitch?
What's the point of wearing these outfits? It's just like, I feel like there's so much more that she could have done with like the styling and the fashion of this music video. Like especially to define this new Lil Tay rebrand, the rebirth of Lil Tay. It would have been really cool if they had like a scene where she was in like an oversized Gucci tracksuit, like how she used to wear in 2018. And then she like ripped the tracksuit and she had this whole new aesthetic underneath, like, and then had like an IMG, a 2-piece underneath, and then she popped like one of these or something. I feel like that would have been like a moment. I don't know. I just feel like there's kind of something off-putting about just like how sexualized she is in this music video. And what is even weirder is if you look in the credits for this music video, because it's all in the description. If you look at the credits, her brother is her stylist. Her brother was the one who picked these outfits out for her. Ew, what is going on there? Like, that's gross. Like, why do you want to see her little sister in like a booty short Fashion Nova 2-piece? Why do you want to see her little sister dancing around, like popping it and lock? I love to pop and lock and jam it in like a mini skirt. I really feel like he looks at his little sister like she's like this money-making machine. Right after she dropped that music video, she does the infamous 2023 live stream where over 100,000 people joined, and she answered all of y'all's burning questions as to why she was away from social media so long. What was she doing? What's going on? What's the truth about her dad, Christopher Hope? She once again goes on this big tangent about Chris Hope, but finally, she lets you know that she has won the court case and her mom now has successfully regained full custody over Lil Tay, over both the kids, I think. She was free, finally. After posting this, she again kind of just disappeared for a while. Again, for all of 2024. which leads us to the 2024 hospital video. So 2024, all throughout the year, she was like completely gone. Like people were saying like, wow, she really dropped a banger and then just disappeared on us again. Like, what is this, another scam? Does she need more money? Is her family trying to get more money out of us? People were saying, oh, she didn't blow up like she did in 2018. Like she thought that she was gonna do so much and she didn't do that much, and then she quit again because it was embarrassing. In September of 2024, Lil Tay posted on her Instagram and TikTok account that she was diagnosed with a rare, possibly fatal heart tumor and she had to have open heart surgery. So they asked everyone for their support and prayers. They didn't even ask for any money because Canada has free healthcare, so we don't pay for medical bills. One day later, her family announced on her social media that Lil Tay's surgery had been a success. And then 2 weeks after her open heart surgery, she drops a second song called Growing Up, the first week of October of 2024. This song, which she posted like a million TikToks about, was basically just about how she was mourning the loss of her childhood. Like, she was sad because she was growing up. She's scared to grow up. She had such a bad childhood. She felt like she didn't even get to have a childhood, like a real childhood. And now she's about to be an adult. She wants to be a teenage girl forever. She's not ready to face the challenges of adulthood. She's not ready to say goodbye to being a kid because she didn't even get a fair chance to be a kid. Like, it's not fair. It really resonated with so many people, especially if you were like 19 years old about to turn 20, or 17 about to turn 18, or you're about to graduate high school, or you're about to start college. Like, anybody who was in like a very transitional period in their lives in 2024, like, really felt this song. She had so much support after this song, y'all. But like, I do have a little bit of an opinion. What would the internet be without somebody having an opinion? I totally recognize and sympathize that this is a really horrible, awful, traumatic thing to go through. I know there's been like a lot of back and forth as to, oh, who's the bad guy? Her mom, her dad, her mom, her dad. I think that the whole family's up. Like, I think that both of her parents are very questionable people. I don't trust any of the parents. I think like anybody who tries to make money off of a 9-year-old girl, especially someone who quits their job and puts all their eggs in their 9-year-old daughter's basket to like support the family and pay for your flight home, I feel like I just don't really register that as the best type of parenting. I feel like both of them are very questionable people. I don't trust the whole family. I don't trust the brother. I don't trust any of them. I think Lil Tay is like the puppet and her family is like very manipulative. It also doesn't really make sense to me that if you don't see yourself as an adult yet, like if you're really not wanting to grow up and you don't want to face the challenges of growing up and adulthood, then why would you go and make a very adult decision to join the corn industry only 3 hours after you turn 18, which technically you're still a teenager? It just doesn't really make sense to me. When I was 18, like the whole SWOF industry was like very glorified and people were like, oh my god, we can make so much money, like you don't even have to do anything, like as soon as we turn 18 we can just start an OF or do something in the SW industry and make so much money and never have to work. Like that was like a glorified thought for a select number of girls in my high school anyways, so I understand. But it's like Lil Tay has already lived through having things on the internet about her that follow her for years and years later. The flexing of the century, the fact that she faked her death, the fact that she said the N-word, like those are all things that are going to be on the internet forever and people are going to repeatedly bring up. Why would you then make another decision, an adult decision, to put more things on the internet that you might regret later, that you'll have to live with for the rest of your adult life? So it just doesn't make sense why somebody would do something like that unless she's being instructed to do so. So I still do think that her family, especially her brother, has like a lot of say in what goes on in her career. And I feel like her brother probably is still like feeding her marketing tactics, making her marketing plan for her, and probably knew that OF was like a popping off industry and knew that a lot of people scam on OF, and then probably saw like a gold mine opportunity if he got Lil Tay to drop this spicy link on her 18th birthday. So that brings us to the most interesting year to date since 2018. That brings us to 2025 today. Starting off the year strong in 2025, we have her round 2 beef with Bad Baby, which was really just like a one-sided beef. Basically, she tweeted out that she was going to win a Grammy, and then Bad Baby responded to her and said, girl, shut the fuck up, and then promoted, for whatever reason, her Bad Baby cryptocurrency coin. Okay, sis, I'm not investing in your crypto coin. Lil Tay also went on TikTok and formally addressed once again that she was not the one that faked her death. Her death was faked, allegedly, by Christopher Hope, who hacked into her Instagram account and declared that her and her brother were dead because I guess he was mad that their mom won the court custody battle. And apparently Meta, actually a spokesperson at Meta, called TMZ and backed Lil Tay's story and confirmed that her account was actually hacked and they had to help Lil Tay recover her account. She alleges that the person who faked her death, which she thinks is her dad, they actually had plans to drop a cryptocurrency coin called Lil Tay coin. I'm not gonna lie though, I don't really think that that has corporate lawyer dad written all over it. I feel like that's something that just a bunch of like bored 15-year-old boys did in their basement. Like my friends' little brothers used to do that shit all the time. They used to hack celebrities' accounts all the time and then try to fish people or get them to buy some stupid pump and dump coin. Like kids do that shit. In March, a couple weeks later after this, there was a TikTok trend with the Glorilla song. They say shooters shoot. Duke Dennis, what's up with you? Lil Tay did this TikTok trend where she shot her shot with a streamer named Rakai from the AMP group with Kai Cenat on YouTube. Mind you, Rakai is 16 years old. A lot of the comments were still like, how old are you? And how old is Rakai? And people were saying and pinning that Lil Tay is an 09 baby and Rakai is 08. So at this time, in March 2025, people still thought that Lil Tay was 15 turning 16 years old. 3 days later, we get the first official Lil Tay merch drop. Mommy Stop I Was Filming hoodie, accompanied with the Lil Tay Be Poppin t-shirt. 2 of the worst custom merchandises I've ever seen. In April, the next month, she started streaming on Twitch and she collabed with Rakai on stream and then eventually collabed with Kai Cenat. And then we get these viral clips of her with Kai Cenat that went viral all over TikTok and Instagram where people were thirsting over her and it was making everyone really uncomfortable because she was, again, 15 supposedly at this time. She made a bunch of YouTube videos with AMP. She was on this like toxic men versus Lil Tay, 20 men versus Lil Tay thing. She was doing like those types of videos. And then she started making videos with Piper Raquel. And after that is when she started actually popping off on YouTube and her videos were getting millions of views with Piper Raquel. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. I don't like this for so many reasons, but I digress. After that, she starts allegedly dating IShowSpeed's younger brother. What a coincidence. First you were with Kai Cenat, and then you were with Piper Raquel, and now you're with IShowSpeed and his little brother. And then in July, we get this video.
Alabama Barker, Sophie Rain, Camilla, Piper Raquel, Brecky Hill, and Jamal. Y'all have 24 hours to respond and cast a vote in whether or not I drop this 18th birthday link. And for the older people who always got something to say, Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, Tate, Charlie Kirk, Jake Paul, and Rakai. Y'all all have 24 hours to cast in your vote. Do I drop this 18th birthday link or not? And you cannot say, oh, I didn't see, oh my gosh, she did it. My fate is in your hands right now. And if you don't say anything, that's an automatic yes.
And mind you, people still thought that she was turning 16. This was the first that anyone knew that she wasn't 15. This was the first that we knew she was actually 17. And I think that's why she referred to herself as the youngest link dropper of the century.
Y'all already know what the fuck going on. Lil Tay's dropping the youngest link of the century.
That, sister, how are you gonna do that? How? Why? Whatever, I digress. Do what you want, get the bag, whatever. And lo and behold, 3 hours after she turns 18, there's the link for ya. She drops the link and allegedly makes over $1 million in just a matter of hours, surpassing Bad Baby's $1 million record in a week. Also, when she dropped her OF, she promoted it by doing this photo shoot on the bathroom floor, surrounded by 20 bottles of baby oil. And this was also during the same time as the Diddy trial. So she's obviously referencing a Diddy party. You cannot tell me with a straight face that a woman came up with this marketing plan. I'm just saying. Also, I would like to add that because all of her content went up so soon after she turned 18, like a matter of a couple of hours, a lot of people think that the content was actually made when she was still 17. So what is Lil Tay up to most recently? What is she up to at this very moment? So Lil Tay has been kidnapped. Lil Tay has been kidnapped. She's been kidnapped. She's been missing. a few weeks ago, she posted on her Instagram, "This is Lil Tay's best friend. She's been abducted by a cornographer who tried to hijack her accounts this morning and manipulated her into meeting up with him. She's in serious danger. This is Tay's mom, Angela Tian. I will be releasing all recordings and everything soon. Tay, come home safely, heartbroken." And then this was just a publicity stunt. This didn't happen. She just cried wolf. She didn't get kidnapped. How do we know that she didn't get kidnapped? Because she posted up about a week later on TikTok and she was like, "Surprise, it's me and I'm dressed as Poison Ivy in my Poison Ivy Halloween costume," and then posted up on Instagram in a daddy's little girl Harley Quinn costume. And she never addressed the kidnapping. "So you're not kidnapped?" All the comments are like, "So you're not kidnapped? Girl, are you good? Are you okay? What happened to the kidnapping?" No comments. I guess we were just all supposed to forget that she got kidnapped allegedly. I don't know about y'all, but I'm lost for words after revisiting all this lore. I've never had, I don't know if this, I don't even know what to say. I have no words. What are your guys' thoughts on Lil Tay? Drop your thoughts down below. What do y'all think of Lil Tay? Do you love her? Do you hate her? Are you tired of her? Give me all of your opinions. I low-key think, again, this is just a conspiracy theory, but I low-key think that her brother has a lot more of like a hold on her career than maybe the world realizes. I think that he is just like a dumbass that does really stupid like boy marketing techniques.
Tay, you should collab with Piper Raquel and then drop your link. That'd be so sick. You get so much clout from that.
Is that not like a dude thing to say and do? Like, do you not like picture like a dude saying exactly those words? All right, y'all, if you made it to the end of this video, comment Lil Tay down below so I know y'all are OGs and made it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, then please let me know by booping the subscribe button down below to support me, my channel, and so that I can keep making these videos for you every single week, because I post new videos just like this one every Friday or Sunday morning. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or night, and I hope to see y'all. See, this is how you know that my coffee has too much caffeine. That's how you know it's home brewed. Quad shot espresso, motherfucker. I hope to see you in the next one.